Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and get drink poured. I tap in, tap the fuck in. It's another live stream, man. Let's get it. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Why you so late, Mr. Roll Up? Hey, look, I had to go roll up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this situation right here is kind of crazy, but I'm gonna go ahead and break it down for y'all. Tap in, tap the fuck in. With the situation is deep. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. What Diddy then did? He beat three hell of a charges. You know what I'm saying? Out of five, he beat three of them, but he still got two more to go. Tap in, tap the fuck in. He been found guilty on two. You know what I'm saying? And the two that he been found guilty on, that's what we here to talk about. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Man, listen, I'ma just keep it real. I think he's still gonna get some time. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Everybody all happy and shit, talking about he about to get out. It ain't that simple, man. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Why it ain't that simple? Because he ain't free. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap the fuck in. If he really was innocent and got off like they say he did, he would be out, man. Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's go. Now, before I get off and to my session and get to cooking, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all hear this first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into it right after. All right? All right. Let's go. This is from True Color TV. All right.
I'm not even sure if I would say it'll be an appeal because Trishawn Combs and his defense team, this is a massive win. Three of the counts that have a life sentence possibility are gone. When it comes to transportation to engage in prostitution, the minimum is nothing. There's a theoretical possibility that he walks out on probation. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but the max is 10 years. Even if you were to take both sentences, and he's not going to get 10 years, they're going to look at his criminal history, mitigating circumstances, aggravating circumstances, and I would assume that he gets somewhere in the middle ground, maybe like 3 to 5 years, 3 to 6 years, possible through that sentencing range for each count. Sean Combs going to trial where he was facing life and being able to walk out with something under 10 years, well under 10 years possibly, that's a victory. Will he appeal? Sure, that's his right to do so. But I don't see an appeal here. I think you take this as a win. You serve the few years that you might get, and you'd be happy that you didn't get life. I'm somewhat shocked as to the trafficking for Cassie. I thought that might have been a stronger case for the government. I didn't think that they had the chain trafficking, but this, I think it only so many words, and I keep saying it. This is the positive.
All right. Nah, y'all done heard that, right? So, what you got to say about this, Mr. Roll Up? Look, right? Remember, hold on. You really mean it, Jim? Guilty on all charges of being a booty bandit. You wild as hell. Hey, look, let me sip my drink in it. That's funny as hell. But listen, right? You're right, he is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he got found not guilty in court. You know, the reason why I believe he got found not guilty on those the three charges he got found not guilty on. Let's speak on them, right? The racketeering and the sex trafficking. He got found not guilty on those charges. Why did he get found not guilty on those charges? I feel like he got found not guilty because, put it like this, right? They had 34 witnesses get on the stand and testify against him, right? 34. Everybody got up there and incriminated themselves. Even though they testified against him, they incriminated themselves. And I think that that's what the jury looked at. Was like, you know what I'm saying? These people was willing. They willingly was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now they just up here snitching on them so they don't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But they was doing the same shit. And the very first video I made about Diddy months ago, you know what I'm saying, back like October, November, something like that. Very first video I made about him after he got locked up and all of that, I said that everybody should go down with him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was a part of that, all of them should go down. I spoke on how I said Cassie is supposed to go down. She was in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I even talked about how with the whole hotel thing, she the one that set up the calls. She made the calls, booked the rooms, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So she was in on this. So I've been saying this since day one that not only he, you know, should go down for what he did or whatever, but everybody that was involved need to go down too. And that shit was kind of racking my brain that didn't nobody get locked up with him, but they charged him with a RICO. A RICO meaning multiple people are part of the enterprise. You know what I'm saying? With his case, that wasn't the situation. It was just him versus 34 people, pretty much 35 with the damn system. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, where did the RICO come from? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not big on that federal shit and all of that, so I don't know how that works. But the rule is that a RICO charge consists of multiple people, part of a criminal enterprise. You know what I'm saying? And wasn't nobody charged on the case with him. You know, so you got to think the jury was looking at all of it. Like, he the only person on this case. These 34 witnesses that got up here on the stand, all of them snitched on them, but they all incriminated themselves, saying that they was a part of these free calls, saying that they was doing this, they was flying in from here, and they was getting paid this, and they knew they was on camera for that, and they agreed to this, and they did that. How can you book that man for that when these people willingly get up here on the stand and admit to what they doing? You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I can't say that I'm surprised that he got found not guilty on it. I will say this, that it did shock me when I seen it. I was like, damn, oh, okay, he got off. You know what I'm saying? Now, I figured that they was going to book his ass on that because of Cassie's testimony. You know what I'm saying? But that the jury clearly seen through it. The jury clearly seen that, you know, they was all on some bullshit. They all was a part of this shit. And when it failed and collapsed, they all turned on him. They all pointed the finger at him. But they all was in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Fanboy Podcast. It should have never been a RICO case. It should have been a state case. Hey, you right. Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? The thing you got to understand with this, right? Whenever the feds get involved when it's crossing state lines. And that's what happened in this case. These escorters, you know, what you want to call them, they was traveling across state lines. That's why it became a federal case. Now, if they wasn't traveling across state lines, committing this crime that they was doing, it would have been a state case. You know what I'm saying? And with a state case, Diddy would have paid them off, and he wouldn't even been going through all this. You know what I'm saying? But these people was coming across state lines. Whenever crime happened across state lines, it's automatically federal. You know what I'm saying? So the feds had to come get him for it. You know, across the state lines. He paying people to come across them lines to commit sexual acts. You know what I'm saying? Trafficking, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Okay, now we got that out the way. Diddy beat them 3 charges. You know what I'm saying? Because basically everybody pointed the finger at him. That was a smart move on the jury. I'm gonna just keep it real, because that jury, they wasn't, what can you say, biased. You know what I'm saying? They basically was a fair jury. You know what I'm saying? They was a fair jury. That's just all there's to it. Because, like I said, I've been saying this from the beginning. Diddy ain't did this by himself. You know what I'm saying? He had people helping him do this shit. So if he had people helping him do it, they need to go down too. You know what I'm saying? And then just recently, I just said on how him not snitching is like the worst decision he could make. You know what I'm saying? But let me say this: why I said that, because he would be going down for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, guess what? I'm free. I'm in the world. I'm not in federal custody like him. Don't nobody know his case better than him. So he knew, what move to make on his case. And that's what he did. He decided not to get on the stand. Still to this day, I still stand my ground. He should have got up there and said something. You know what I'm saying? Flat the fuck out. Fuck that. The case, the jurors was already basically on his side. You know what I'm saying? He could have got up there and spoke his truth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it would have still been the same situation. You know what I'm saying? If he would have just spoke his truth, like, hey, these same people that's up here telling on me, they was doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, flat out, fuck that. I'm not the only one that, like, listen to what the fuck they talking about. But again, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what he had going on. You know what I'm saying? His lawyers came to talk to him behind them chamber walls that we don't know about. His lawyers came to talk, but hey, look, you gonna beat this and this in trial. The jurors gonna, side with you about this. You know what I'm saying? His lawyer broke all that shit down to him before he even went to court. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit go. We just get the back end of the situation. You know what I'm saying? But they do that shit in house. All of that is already calculated. It's just we don't see it until they put it on record. You know what I'm saying? But this whole situation probably been calculated probably like a month or two ago. You know what I'm saying? They already had this shit in the bag. It's just time for record to put it on record. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So on that, like I was saying, with the guilty charges that he got found guilty on. Them charges is transportation, for prostitution. Um, it's kind of one and the same as sex trafficking, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a 10-year max on it, right? And he been found guilty on 2 counts of it. So just to say on the first count, right? We just gonna put this on a larger scale, right? The 2 counts of transportation, right? And y'all also got to remember, right now they cracking down on prostitution, sex trafficking, pimping, all of that shit. They cracking down. They is not playing with it. Um, Let me throw this in there real quick. And I'm about to cover a story on this guy too. But this guy, he was flexing on the internet that he be pimping and stuff like that, right? Man, look, they tied him up. You know what I'm saying? They booked him off of what he was saying on Instagram and all this shit about how he be pimping. He got 35 years. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, they didn't catch him up on no crime or nothing. It was just what he was talking about on the internet about how he be pimping. You know what I'm saying? They put all this shit together. He got 35 years in prison. That's the new murder. You know what I'm saying? So trafficking, pimping, you know what I'm saying, prostitution, anything in that circle, that's the new murder charge. You know what I'm saying? So it's still not looking good for you. So again, with the transportation charge, it carry up to 10 years, right? On a huge scale, the judge can say, hey, I want you to do the whole 10. The judge can give him the whole 10. Why all of these, this is why I said don't get too excited. You know what I'm saying? All of these YouTubers and bloggers are reporting saying Diddy beat his case, he about to come home, and blah blah blah. All this shit false. Hold up, first of all. Before you can even do all of that, he got to be sentenced first. You know what I'm saying? So he got to get sentenced before anything. Sentencing gonna be like another month. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got their hopes up that Diddy about to get out. He not getting out until he gets sentenced. And when he gets sentenced, then that's when we'll know when he getting out. You know what I'm saying? Until then, he not getting out. He got to wait on sentencing day. You know what I'm saying? They got to gather all the paperwork together. They got to break down all the elements of his of the crimes that he been found guilty on. They got to score it. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. All that shit take time. So Diddy not going nowhere right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to it. Like I was saying about the charges he found guilty on, right? So the transportation on the Hughes scale, the judge can hit him with the maximum. I want you to do the whole 10 years. And that's on one charge. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta think he got 2 charges of that. The judge can sentence him to 10 years on one and 10 years on the other. And then he could say, I want to run consecutively. Meaning I want them charges ran apart. Meaning he got to do 10 years for this one, he got to do 10 years for that one. That's 20 years. So while all of these YouTubers and everybody out here clickbaiting, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some attention and shit, Diddy is looking at anywhere from getting out by sentencing day. He looking at anywhere from getting out by that day all the way up until 20 years. It all come down to what the judge slams the gavel on. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's what he can get on a large scale. Let me break down concurrent and consecutive real quick before I go furthermore. They have a term in the court system when it comes to sentencing. It's called concurrent and consecutive. This is how they run your time. It's either concurrent or consecutive. Because you have multiple charges, they have multiple choices on how they're going to make you serve your time. If the judge feel like whatever crime you got, just say whatever crime you in there on, you got 3 charges, right? You get found guilty on 2 of them, you know. Okay, the judge can say, hey, I want your time ran concurrent because of the way how your crime happened. You know, it was unfortunate, but it happened that way. So I don't want to slam you with a lot of time. So I'm gonna run your 2 charges together. Meaning your 2 charges gonna run concurrent. So if the judge sends you to 3 years on 1 charge, and then he sends you to 3 years on the second charge, and he running concurrent, you only do a total of 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But if the judge say, nah, I feel like you was on some bullshit with this case, blah, 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 I'm gonna run your charges consecutive. Consecutive mean that 3 years for that first charge you gotta do that 3 years, and for that second charge, for that 3 years, you gotta do that 3 years too. So you're gonna have to do 6 years if the judge decide to run your charges consecutive. You know what I'm saying? So you got concurrent and consecutive. The judge can sentence Diddy to 10 years maximum on both of the transportation charges. That's 20 years. And if the judge say, you know what, I want it ran consecutive, Diddy had to do that whole 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Or the judge can say, I'm gonna run it concurrent. And he still had to do 10 years. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm just telling everybody, don't get too happy. This don't necessarily mean that he about to get out. Like, yeah, he beat the hardest charges. Yeah, he got off on him, you know? But guess what? This is court politicking. You gonna beat a lot of your charges. That's how the game go. But at the end of the day, the system wants your conviction. The system can hit you with 99 charges, and you could beat 98 of them. Long as they found you guilty on one charge, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. All they need is your guilty conviction. That's all they need. They don't need to find you guilty on every charge that they charge you with. They just hit you with all of them charges, so at least one of them can stick. And that's all they need is just one. Again, with my case, when I committed my crime, I got hit with 5 charges. I committed one crime and got hit with 5 charges. This is how the system works. 6 months later, into my time and going back and forth to court, fighting my case and all of that, you know what it all boiled down to was for me to plead out to one charge out of 5. They knocked off 4, for me to plead out to 1. You know what I'm saying? That's all there's to it. The system don't care about how much time you about to do. They don't give a fuck about you because you're not gonna do nothing to them no way. So they don't care if you got a lot of time or a couple of years or a couple of months. They don't give a fuck about how much time you about to get. All they care about is your guilty conviction. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Now, um, with Diddy, right? They got a guilty verdict out of him. He been found not guilty, you know what I'm saying, on 3 out of the 5 charges. Yeah, he beat the big ones, meaning that he not gonna do life in prison. But he still has the transportation. You know what I'm saying? And at any given time, they could run that shit consecutive, man. And they can give them how much time they want. You know what I'm saying? That's just all there's to it. You know? Jane, what's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Diddy will be hella hey look, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I'm fried as hell. So my lens vision, a little off. But Diddy will be hella Diddy on the streets. Like, look, I don't know if you just told me. Well, you did. You know what I'm saying? What I've been saying this whole time is everybody saying that Diddy about to get out. Like, he not about to get out like that. It's not about to happen that simple. You know what I'm saying? He still got to get sentenced and all of that good shit. You know what I'm saying? When he gets sentenced, I feel like he gonna get at least a few years. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the feds. The feds don't just let you out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The feds usually want some time out of you. Even if it's not a lot of time, they want some time out of you. Now, this is one thing I do know about the feds. You don't do all of your time in the feds. You only do 85% of your time. You know what I'm saying? That alone lets you know that they just want some time out of you. They don't even care if you're doing your whole 100% of your time. Because the state, Michigan State, here, you got to do 100% of your time. You know what I'm saying? It's called TIS, Truth in Sentencing, meaning that every day that you sentence to, you have to do every single day of it. There is a law here in Michigan, TIS, Truth in Sentencing. You have to do every day that you sentence to. So if you sentence to 20 years, you have to do that whole 20 years. That's the TIS rule. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the feds, is no TIS. They get good time. So they only got to do 85%. So if you get 20 years, what, you only got to do like 16 years or something like that. In the state, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's TIS, they want all their time. So they, at the end of the day, they gonna get some type of time out of it. It ain't gonna be a lot, but they gonna get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just some corny news and misinformation. I mean, look, they could be accurate. I don't know, but I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I mean, I know for sure that he not about to get out until at least sentencing day. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people reporting saying Diddy coming home today and all of this shit. Like, no, he not. He will not come home at least until sentencing day. And the judge got to get up there and speak on it when his sentencing day is actually going to be. And like I said, all of that, that's a lot of paperwork. They got to process. They got a guilty conviction. That guilty conviction itself is a lot of paperwork to process. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of processing to do before he could even see a sentencing day. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy not going nowhere, at least for another month, at least. You know what I'm saying? Same shit happened with Gunna and Thug. People called him a rat, but in reality, Gunna just held the dead. You know, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Um, I didn't speak on that case because I didn't, do no research on it or none of that. But what I can say about the whole YSL trial is they got a conviction out of everybody. That's what they want at the end of the day. They don't care about your time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they will book your ass and you can spend the rest of your life or a lot of your time there and all of that. Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, they don't care about your time. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your time. They care about your conviction. That's what pays them is your conviction. You know what I'm saying? Let me use an example about them not caring about your time. For my case that I got locked up for, I got locked up for carjacking, right? Carjacking carry up to life in prison. For starters, most people that catch carjackings, they start them out at like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Starting. I did 4 years on a carjack. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to show you right there alone. They don't care about your time. By the way, are you semi-bald or had dreads? Nah. It's just how the camera angle look. You know what I'm saying? But I got all my hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I need to give me a little lineup. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's just the camera angle. You know what I'm saying? I let me be real. I'm not big on it, so I don't know how to do all of that camera angling and all of that. I'm a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't do all that pretty shit and all of that. I just set this motherfucker up and I go. But with my angling, I'm not the best at angling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it might look like I'm bald or a big ass forehead or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I guess so. But at the end of the day, as you can see, you know what I'm saying? Sound coming. It's just the angle, you know. But yeah, I don't know. That car had popped up and it fucked up my connection and shit. I'm in the basement, you know what I'm saying? This is where I get my live on, you know what I'm saying? Because it got the white walls for me, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't getting no good connection up in here, so I'm gonna have to move my live to another area. I tried doing it outside too, and I don't have no good connection out here, and it's fucked up because I'm in the richest city of the county. You know what I'm saying? And I still don't get no service over here. I think it's because of the lake that's across the street from me. It's a whole lake across the street. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's blocking a lot of power lines or something. Maybe it's messing with the Wi-Fi. I don't know. But right where I live at, like my connection is kind of crazy. But anyway, since we back in the game, you said it worked. So all right. let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. You know what I'm saying? With Diddy, uh, again, he not about to get out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Today, the next week, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen when the judge gives him a sentencing day. And on that sentencing day, it's going to come down to what the judge has to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's not up to no bloggers, nobody to tell you when Diddy gonna get out. Diddy don't even know when he gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? At this point, don't nobody know. Earlier, I spoke on how they had this verdict with Diddy. They knew Diddy was gonna get, found not guilty on certain charges. They've been on that. But the actual sentencing day, don't nobody know that but the judge. And the judge don't know that until he do all of his homework on the charges that Diddy was found guilty on. He got to score it, the elements, all he got to break all that shit down. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody gonna know Diddy fate but the judge. And we as a community not gonna know about Diddy's fate until the judge get on that stand on sentencing day. So we all can have opinions about it, say what we feel and what we think and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's only one person that knows Diddy fate, and that's the judge. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. My honest opinion is that he gonna get at least a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get a couple of years. You know, um, the case he got convicted on, it might be petty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's a federal case. At the end of the day, you transporting people across state lines. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not no little petty ass probation type of case. Like what the guy was saying that Diddy might get probation. Like no, this is federal. You know what I'm saying? They not on that. Like nah, on you. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, even if he don't get a lot of time, he gonna get something. You know what I'm saying? 69 years for Diddy. Hey, funny. You know what? Now that we speak on that, right? Like I said, these my predictions. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that Diddy gonna get at least anywhere from 3 to 5 years. That's my prediction. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he go to prison, you got to understand the guys in prison don't care who you are. And I done said this multiple times. They don't give a fuck who you are. What you mean by that, Mr. Roll Up? How about the R. Kelly demonstrations I've been giving y'all? You know what I'm saying? What R. Kelly going through right about now. You ask me, R. Kelly was a bigger star than Diddy. Diddy was a hype man that just had all the money and the connections and the resources. You know what I'm saying? But R. Kelly was a way bigger artist than Diddy, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Like R. Kelly was an artist. He was a producer. He did all of that shit. Diddy, he cannot make a hit song to save his life. You know what I'm saying? He could dance in the videos and say his little 1-2s, but I ain't heard not one hit from Diddy. Maybe that I Need a Girl shit. But what, he had a verse on it and everybody else was singing and rapping on it. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, multiple hits, albums, songs, multiple hits. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I feel like R. Kelly a way bigger artist than Diddy. Diddy just had a better position than him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my point is about this is that even R. Kelly, being as big as he in there going through a lot of shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna have no mercy on Diddy ass either. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go, man. So it's not no guarantee that Diddy gonna go in there and do his time and get out. Something can happen to him while he in there. Prime example on that, the Tory Lanez demonstration. You know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez stabbed what, like 14 times? Come on, man. And these are artists, not just regular people. Like, do you know how many regular people get stabbed up in prison every day? We talking about celebrities that's in there getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez got fucked up. His lungs collapsed. He damn near died. They're getting asked around. You know, he trying to blame the FBI, trying to set him up, you know, overdosing on pills and all type of shit. And guess what? Ain't nothing working. Because once you become they state property, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. Can't nobody save you. Can't nobody do nothing for you. You can call home every day and tell your people, hey, they ain't here doing this to me. They ain't here doing that. And all of this is recorded over the phone. So even if you want to try and use this for your defense later on down the line or whatever, at the end of the day, it's nothing nobody can do for you once you get found guilty and they put you behind the walls. It's nothing nobody can do for you. Nobody. And we seeing this out of R. Kelly. R. Kelly trying to blame the FBI. You know what I'm saying? He trying to blame the FBI. Guess where he at? Still in custody. Wasn't his defense team pushing for him to get out because the FBI trying to set him up and all of this shit? What happened to that? They swept that shit right under the rug. Man, peace out. Peace out. They got R. Kelly in a cell by himself with that turtle suit on. That nigga sitting in the corner with a turtle suit on right now. You don't play with the system. And I said the same thing with the 10 escapees out of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Antoine Messi, he in the turtle suit right now. You don't play with them. You know what I'm saying? That's just all there's to it. By the way, V, what haircut? How you know my name? First off, you know what I'm saying? Let's start there. How the fuck you know my name? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How you know my name? You know what I'm saying? Where you know? You must know me or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm federal. You funny as hell. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it. So, like I was saying, man, even with the whole R. Kelly demonstration, y'all see what R. Kelly going through in there. You know what I'm saying? So, in prison, you ain't a nobody. You're a nobody. You know what I'm saying? You are 6 numbers or how many numbers wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at, we 6 numbers. You know what I'm saying? Wherever he at, he might be 5 numbers. He might be 7 numbers. How many numbers he is, that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? Until he finally get released back out here into society. For the remaining time that he is in custody now, up until sentencing day, and sentencing day can come, and like I said, the judge can cook him, man. The judge can cook him. Everybody on this, oh man, he about to come home. He free. Like, y'all heard me just break it down. He looking at still roughly another 20 years. While all of these bloggers is feeding y'all all this fake ass clickbait saying he about to come home, Diddy can be looking up to another 20 years. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I asked you once how you are named, and you said V, and I asked V like V-Long, and you said, oh yeah. You right, yeah, for sure. But you know, I do a lot of shit every day. You know what I'm saying? Not only do I do videos and lives, I do shorts too. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the city every day. You feel me? Like I'm literally out here. So when I be posting shorts and shit like that too, like yeah, my day be covered. You know what I'm saying? So I be forgetting shit sometimes. But when you said the whole V-Long thing, yeah, I felt it. Like yeah, I remember saying that for sure. You know. I live in Poland, so I am nowhere federal, I guess. I know you ain't federal, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that. But I appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about Poland. I just know the name. You know what I'm saying? So you can fill it in the comment section, you know, about where you from, you know, what's going on out there, you know, things like that. Uh, I got Detroit family watching that would love to hear what you got to say about where you from. So while you in the chat, you know, Jane, go ahead and, you know, let it be known where you from, what's going on out there. I guarantee you, my Detroit family would love to know. So you want to put it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You feel me? I love knowing about people across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big ass world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying? All over the place. Like all they publicizing is what's going on in the US. But it's a whole fucking world out here. You know what I'm saying? The only look, let me put it like this, Jane, to you. You know, you and Paula. The only time us as Americans, the only time we really like hear about other countries is like when we at war with them. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we don't really hear too much about other countries. It's just when we at war, when some a deal went wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's some shit going on. Other than that, we don't know nothing about other countries. So yeah, you know, if you want to drop some gems on us, let us know. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm from by Gaza. I know I ain't pronouncing right. That's about the best I got. And I'm John James. You're John, but it's pronounced Jane. Okay, so that's why American people don't know uh, continents and countries. I mean, a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we don't hear too much about different countries unless something big going on. Because you gotta think America is so big. Like we got so much shit going on in America every day. You know what I'm saying? To where we don't even got time to know about other countries. We know that other countries exist and you know things like that, but man, we got so much shit going on here every day, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So there's no disrespect, but yeah, we got a lot of shit on our plate. That's exactly why Donald Trump is in office. That's why Donald Trump pushed the whole "Make America Great Again." Like we got a lot of shit we got going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, America got a lot going on. So we don't know too much about different countries. Now, of course, you got people that do know that study and journalists and researchers and you know things like that that be all over the country and you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But for the on a large scale, you know what I'm saying, for most people in America on a large scale, like nah, we don't know too much about different countries and things like that. Like we got too much going on here. You know what I'm saying? Too much. State to state, city to city. You know what I'm saying? Like we got endless shit going on here. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to what I was saying about with Diddy, right? So, like I was saying, even if he do, you know, on the smaller scale, I gave y'all the larger scale, like he looking at up to about 20 years. So let's do it on a smaller scale, right? Just say the judge give him anywhere 3 to 5 years. You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily mean he gonna make it out of there. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not pushing no bad on this man or none of that. I'm just giving y'all the real, like why everybody else, all these other channels gonna try and coddle you, you know, into clickbait and shit like that. I'm giving you the real. Like, there's no guarantee that Diddy make it out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The judge can give him 3 months in prison. he gotta make it them 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not hearing me. You know what I'm saying? When you go behind the walls, life different, man. Life is different. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So I don't know, man. You know, I'm hoping for the best for Diddy. I never been against him. I never been the type that say, "Oh, he's a bad man," and give him life in prison. And he did this and that. I was never that, and I got videos to prove it. You know, so anybody that don't know me, you know what I'm saying? You just not tuning in or whatever. I got videos and lives proving that I never was against Diddy. I just always said he could. You know what I'm saying? Because when the feds come get you, they want you. And then he had all these damn witnesses against him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that worked out for him. Because again, there's 34 people on the stand pointing at him saying, yeah, he did this, he did that. And I was there when he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was just a good thing he had a fair jury. You know what I'm saying? That seen that and was like, nah, because he could have had a whole ass jury that could have been like, man, fuck that nigga. He guilty on all counts. You know what I'm saying? But he had a decent jury that was fair to him. And I applaud that, you know what I'm saying, all day long. But again, we don't know the end result until he gets sentenced. You know what I'm saying? James. So I did respond. What you mean? I always heard in rap lyric shaking titty, no Diddy. And always knew that Diddy is some shady guy. He looks like one, to be honest. Like hold on. He has been asked why you moved to LA, and he responded, "Oh, for the kids." Hey, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I never was a Diddy fan or none of that. Let me run this down one more time, right? What I know of a Diddy, right? You know what I'm saying? I was born in '89. Um, I ain't started hearing about Diddy until about 95, 96. You know what I'm saying? When the whole Pac and Big, all that shit was going on, Mace was popping, Lil Kim was out here, Charlie Baltimore, blah, 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 blah. You know, when all of that shit was going Death Row Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, No Limit, when all of that shit was stumping the grounds, that's what I know about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, what I know about Diddy, he was just always in the videos shaking and take that, and all of that. That was the young Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He was very active. You know, he was always moving around. He was with the movers and shakers. He was getting money. He was doing the damn thing. I never in life heard anything bad about Diddy. Never. Not one time. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, the thing that turned me off about him, I never fucked with him. I just known about him. But the thing that turned me off about him was when making the band happen. You know what I'm saying? Making the band happen like early 2000. When that happened, he basically cut all of them off after they did what he wanted them to do. You know what I'm saying? He ain't made none of them millionaires. He didn't even make none of them like famous, like to where they out here where they could make their own music and they got their own buzz. Like them people got swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. That's when I didn't like Diddy was making the band, and it was because of that how he treated them. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of tuned out on the whole Diddy thing since the it's just here it is. Fast forward the tape. Um, he didn't exceeded something crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was a Ciroc boy for like 4 years straight. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't for Diddy. It was just because me and my crew, we like to drink. We love Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? So we was Ciroc boys for a long time. Um, Fast forward the tape on that. Now he locked up in federal custody. You know what I'm saying? And I've been speaking on this ever since. Like he bought business for whatever he did, because the feds don't come get you for nothing. At the end of the day, the feds gonna get a conviction out of you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't get a lot of time or none of that, they gonna get a conviction out of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they there for, that conviction. You know? He was pushing D instead. Hey, you know, the thing is, right? Um, when you get money like that, you have a place in your heart where you feel like you untouchable and you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I ain't mad at him. You want to know why? Let me break this down real quick. If y'all pay attention to a lot of women that be on the internet, a lot of them is pretty much the same type of woman. You know what I'm saying? They all talk about they want a baller, making all this money. They only gonna submit to a rich nigga and all of that, right? Well, that pretty much proves Diddy case. He is the guy that all of these women want. When you that 1% type of guy that every single woman in the world wants, yeah, you're gonna have that cocky ass ego about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even surprised about that. Like, that's pretty common, you know what I'm saying, for him to have the ego that he had, because he is in that 1%. When you got money like that, you turn into 730, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, etc. Real talk though. You know what I'm saying? Again, he a part of that 1% that a lot of these women are out here chasing. You know what I'm saying? So of course he gonna have a big head. Of course he gonna like, bitch, suck my toes, bitch, feed me grapes, bitch, go cut my grass. He did all the hard work. He did everything that a woman says that a man is supposed to do. He did all of that. So what you think he want on the back end? Yeah, he want to be extra spicy. He want to be extra freaky. He wanted to see this and that. He want to do that and this, because he is a part of that 1% of men, a billionaire that can take care of everybody that's around him with no problem. Like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not where he could take care of everybody and it'll break his pockets and he'd be broke one day, like most of these people. MC Hammer, for example. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Diddy could take care of everybody plus some with no problem. And gonna get that money right back. All them endorsements he got, promotions he do, all like Diddy on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? So he a part of that 1% that all of these women are out here chasing. So I ain't mad at him for doing what he did. It's just the whole fact that I felt like, hey, you know, Diddy, you in there sitting in the cell, dog, you need to go ahead and tell on everybody that told on you. You know what I'm saying? That was my end all to do all, was Diddy need to just go ahead and tell on everybody, like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because of no snitching, like, oh, he killed her and she killed him. Like, nah, not like no telling like that. Telling like, yeah, I didn't do this freak off shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? The fuck you talking about? All 34 of y'all that's telling on me, all of y'all was in on this shit. What the fuck y'all on? How y'all gonna get on the stand on me and all of y'all was a part of it? That's how y'all understand, because y'all was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's what I was saying about the whole Diddy situation from day one. So like I said, you just not tuning in. You can go back and look at my videos all the way since Diddy got locked up. I've been making videos and lives about Diddy, and I always said that he is not only him. There's multiple people in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, he was able to overcome the odds because all them people pretty much incriminated themselves with this situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Y'all all got on the stand and y'all all incriminated yourselves. This wasn't no murder case or something like that, and y'all happened to be around and saw it happen. Like, y'all telling what y'all was doing, the type of engagements that y'all was doing at these parties, the prices that he was paying y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the places y'all was going, the things y'all was doing, the even all the way to the sexual split things that y'all was doing, where he wanted this man ejaculation on his nipples and all of this type of shit. Like y'all got real deep with this whole testimony thing. So at the end of the day, y'all told on yourselves. You know what I'm saying? What is the name of haircut you recommend for white people? A bob. You know what I'm saying? How about that? How about that? I'm talking shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I don't know what white people get. You know. If you in live before me coming, have a nice day. Um, I'm about to end this live in a minute, but I don't know. This drink got me feeling good, and I feel like I don't know. It's a couple things I gotta say about Diddy before I end this. So it's all coming to an end. But yeah, man. I think that he he handled this situation how he was supposed to. He knew what was going on. He knew what he was gonna get sentenced to. Well, not sentenced to. He knew what he was gonna get found guilty on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it like that. He knew where his conviction was gonna land at. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to explain, man. You just had to catch a case to understand how what you gonna have to succumb to at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Even after you go to trial and all of that, you still have to succumb to a sentencing. Even if you found not guilty, you still are succumb to a sentence at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You at least USA people have better law than Poland, to be honest. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like the US is such a big country and we have a lot going on. Like it's so much going on. It's crazy. Like, for example, what America got going on. Not only our economy is way down here. Not only that, you got all of these cities that have um gang infested neighborhoods, poor communities. You know what I'm saying? And they growing by the day. This shit not decreasing, is growing. It might decrease in this area, but it's growing in this area. That's the poet, my bad. You know what I'm saying? But it don't stop because there's no resolution to it. So all that's happening to me is all of these people that's involved with this type of lifestyle, they just move around. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. The world is changing. America is changing. So these poverty neighborhoods, they just moving around. You know what I'm saying? They making their ways to different communities because the police putting them out of this area. So now they got to move to this area. They got to go over there and do this. They got to go over there and do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one problem. Is the impoverished neighborhoods that we have in America. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Trump in office that's basically doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? So you got impoverished communities. You have economy problems. You know what I'm saying? We have immigration problems. We have a lot of problems here in the United States alone. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't have an eye for different countries and what they got going on. That's why the president and all of them supposed to take care of it because we got a lot of shit going on our damn selves. You know what I'm saying? Man, crazy. Uh, what's that? Scatterability in USA is a problem. Too much people to handle at once. Man, I'm telling you, that's why soon as Trump got in office, he signed that bill instantly, the same day. Deport these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's too many people in the United States of America right now. It's way too many people. And we still growing. People still having kids. And even these immigrants, you know what I'm saying? They having kids by the pound. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like America, we got a lot of shit going on. Real talk. It ain't no disrespect to nobody else, but America, we need to just isolate and get us back together. You know what I'm saying? And I just spoke on the whole Trump situation and all of that, and how I think Trump doing what we need done for the country. You know what I'm saying? Like we are in shambles as a country. You know what I'm saying? One of the most well-known, richest countries in the world. We like one of the poorest. We fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying? And that was due to I'm gonna just keep it a real. Damn, hold on. I'm gonna just keep it a band. Meaning, I'm gonna just keep it real. And I spoke on this from the beginning. Since I started doing YouTube, I spoke on this from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? The whole Biden Harris administration, they fucked us over. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They let all these immigrants in here. Um, they was giving them our resources and all type of shit. Yeah, they came over here ready to work, of course. They just came from a country where they was making $2 an hour and getting bombed. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that every 5 seconds. So yeah, they gonna come over here and act right. But for the most part, that wasn't for them. That's our turf. This is our soil. This is for us. You know what I'm saying? And the Biden and Harris administration, they gave it to these immigrants and that fucked up our economy. Our economy was fucked up before that, but it wasn't nothing like what the fuck happened with this whole immigration shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my say all to do all was we got a lot going on here in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, other countries, we don't know much. All we know is that when Trump want to go to war with another country, we blogging about it. But on some real shit, ain't nobody researching these other countries, worried about what's going on, none of that. It's just when something happens. That's the only time Americans speak up. Other than that, we don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Nah, back to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Diddy, right? Say something about top fans. Jazz, Jim, Fanboy. Y'all my top fans. That's what it's telling me. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Alright. Nah. Anyways, how about that? Your boy Diddy is not off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a bang. He not off the hook yet. Me personally, again, I don't got no beef with him. I never been around him ever in my life. I never did nothing with him. I don't know that man from nothing. I don't know what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you this, you know, if he innocent on whatever it is that they charging him on, I fully believe that he should have told on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. I don't care what type of time they give him. He should have told. Like, Nah, fuck that. Y'all motherfuckers, just like y'all up here telling on me, nah, let me point the finger back at you. But then at the same time, you got to understand, this is the court of law. Everything you say and do in a court of law is being recorded. Now on the streets, it's not being recorded. So you could say something and then a motherfucker can run up on you later on, like, yeah, you said blah, blah, blah. And you like, no, I didn't say that because there ain't no proof on it. You know what I'm saying? But in the court of law, it's proof. They record it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, hey, they recorded it. They got what they needed. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. With Diddy, he gonna get a couple of years, man. That's what I'm saying. Like the feds, they come. He gonna get a couple of years. The thing is he gonna make it out of that time frame? Is he gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody can get on him as soon as his ass get there. It could be somebody already waiting on him. You know what I'm saying? Like prison is a whole nother lifestyle, man. And you gotta think about this too. He going into federal custody. Everybody in federal custody, them guys got money. So they don't care about his money. They want him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wishing no bad on him. I'm just speaking for the future and what can happen. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I wish that man nothing but the best. Like I said, I've been saying from the beginning, I was never against him. I never said he was a bad man. I just said everybody that did that with him, they all need to go too. And I don't care how it goes. Somehow, some way, they need to come back and charge all of them. You know what I'm saying? They need to charge them, especially with Diddy beating this shit. Like, what was the point of all of them getting on the stand for them to beat this? You know what I'm saying? They need to be charged as well. So hopefully in the future, some charges get brought up on these same people that turn their cheek on him. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that. As far as him getting out, things like that. He been locked up, what, 8-9 months now? I could listen to me. I'm gonna tell you like this. He'd have had a whole life-changing experience just in these 8 or 9 months. He been locked up. You know what I'm saying? He not like a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? They can go to jail for a couple months or whatever, get back out. Like, he been rich for the past 40 years. You know what I'm saying? And to go from that to being in custody to having nothing, his whole life been changed. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So whatever is whatever. He didn't change since the whole situation that happened. So if he get out tomorrow, I don't think he's gonna be doing them freak offs. I don't think he's gonna be hanging around a lot of people. I don't think he's gonna be doing none of it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody turned on him. Everybody hold him. Ain't nobody sent him nothing. None of that. You got to understand the pain and hurt that you go through when you in jail and everybody turn on you. You know what I'm saying? That shit turn you into a completely different person. So I don't see, even if they do let Diddy out, just say they do let him out, I don't see him coming out here on none of it. You know what I'm saying? I see him coming home as a changed man, all about his kids and fuck everybody else. Just in case if he do get out, you know what I'm saying, real soon. That's what I see out of this situation. As far as everybody else, they hit. And I'm gonna say this one more time. I see that these people get brought up on charges. You know what I'm saying? Statute of limitations run real deep. So I feel like they might be investigating the people that was on this case. Maybe they not. But hopefully they is, and hopefully they get a conviction out of them because I feel like they need to be in jail. And I've been saying this since day one. This ain't nothing new. You feel me? Spend another live stream and roll up a power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.